went for a day visit for like a work experience at Ambergate Reservoir. I had I believe it was a site engineer show me around the site, show me what they do, and I actually got some hands-on experience to using some of the equipment they use and what they do there. And it was actually really quite interesting to see just how much work goes into doing a job. And from that, I thought, if I enjoyed that day, then surely I'd enjoy doing it as a job. So I looked on the website. There was actually a job vacancy for an apprentice assistant estimator, and I thought, why not? I'll see if the job description does what I enjoy. It's quite a maths-based job, and I did quite well in maths, so I thought I'll see what it's like. I send inquiries out to suppliers and material suppliers, requesting for a price for their services, essentially, or types of materials that are required for a job that we are tendering for.
My brother started working here in January, and I'd mentioned to him previously that I wasn't enjoying the job that I was in, and he said, why don't you have a look on NMCN, see if there's anything going. So I had a look and applied for an apprenticeship, and I'm currently an apprentice buyer. So basically I pick requisitions up from site, we then send them to suppliers and get sort of like best price, check price, that sort of thing. And then obviously we ensure sort of like delivery times, delivery dates, everything like that, making sure that site have got everything that they need when they need it.
I was born profoundly deaf, and I was deaf until the age of 3 when I had a cochlear implant fitted. So obviously in school I felt very out of place as I went to a public school, and I wasn't a very confident person in any way. I didn't feel like this wasn't a very confident person, so when I came into this job, and the job obviously requires you to talk to the clients, your suppliers, I was dreading it because I don't like talking to people, telephone calls, emails. So in this job I was required to make phone calls, and the first time I had to do it I was incredibly nervous. It took me probably an hour or 2 hours to even pick the phone up to make the phone call. But as soon as I made that phone call, I felt so happy because obviously I made that phone call, and that's a big difference for me, as that's one of the first times I'd actually done a phone call to a person that I had no idea who was. So after that, it's made it a lot easier to pick the phone up now, because if I need to make a phone call, I'll just pick the phone up straight away now and call them. No problems. NMCN actually helped me source some specialist type of equipment that would help me with my telephone calls, as I have something that connects up with my phone and something that connects with my cochlear implant. So I don't struggle taking phone calls anymore because the sound is directly transmitted into my cochlear implant instead of it coming through the phone, and I'm very grateful that they did that for me.
Step up the ladder basically. So my apprenticeship is due to finish in another sort of like year and a half. and then hopefully I'll be either an assistant buyer or potentially a buyer, depending on sort of like the qualification that I come with at the end of my college course, and then hopefully in a few years' time sort of like take the step up to being a senior buyer and potentially further.
If you're thinking about doing an apprenticeship, I would very highly recommend you to do so, because one, you're getting paid to learn, which obviously as a young person that's a really good thing, because many young people are more than likely still going to be in college or doing university. You get more experience because actually you're hands on the job. You are working and doing what you're going to be learning. So
we get paid to learn. Obviously, like I say, I'm going to college one day a week, I'm getting paid for it, and I'm going to come out with a qualification at the end of it, which means I could go into another role within the business. Definitely do it, 100%. It's changed my life, in all honesty. Like I say, like I never ever pictured myself doing a role like this, but now I'm here and I'm doing it, I love it.